want to do a little poll. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many of you all feel that the Bears, as well as the Chicago White Sox, deserve like a new stadium that's publicly funded? you know, yeah, you could comment, put the answers, in the chat or whatever, But yeah, what's y'all take on that? You know what I'm saying? Like when you think of like, the White Sox as well as the Chicago Bears. Like I don't know all the facts, but I know that they're leasing the land that the stadiums are on, and I believe that the stadiums were built with like public funding. And I mean, they probably had some private funding, but yeah, go do the research on that and get back to me on that. But when you think about stuff like that, I was reading an article. I wish I knew the reporter's name, but it was through the Southside Weekly, which is a Chicago based publication. And they were just kind of talking about the people who would benefit from it, and they were just saying that, like, ideally, only like 300 people would like benefit from like this newfound stadium, and I know people probably like, oh, 300 people, like, what about, they have a game and it's like, 40, 50, 60,000 people, Like, yeah, of course they would obviously benefit, but it's like if the public, is like paying for it, that's really the thing that people are talking about, to be like, who's monetarily gaining. Because like you could watch the game, at home, you know what I'm saying? But keep it real. If you don't have a good seat, you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, I won't even get into that, but I'm just saying, like, yeah, being at the game and having that experience is great, but, some of this stuff people would consider a privilege, you know what I'm saying? Like, having the internet and the TV and Wi-Fi and all that stuff, like some people, don't have this stuff that a lot of people just, obviously just feel that they just have the luxury of just having like guaranteed, like good Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Some people don't understand like that stuff, like even electricity and like plumbing, So just really saying like the reality of it is like, if just say hypothetically they give $1 billion, of tax revenue, to them to just build the stadium. How is that really benefiting your dollars? How are your dollars being put at work by building, like a stadium? It's not like they gonna like, let you come there and like, like let me throw a charity, softball game, you know what I'm saying? Or let us, play, let us do a football game or something. Like, I don't know, but I'm just saying, like, that's kind of the reality, like you don't have a seat at the table. And I mean, I know you do, like hypothetically when you kind of think about like, because you do have a voice, but, how many people are really exercising that right to, let their voice be heard, like I've been to, many city council meetings, many, just various forms of governmental agency, meetings where they have a section, allotted a time for, public comment, and there's usually no public comment, So, yeah, that's kind of the thing. So when you kind of think about it like that, like, uh, are you trying to lobby to like, stop some of this crime and stop some of these, like smash and grabs and stuff like that? Like street vendors being robbed and stuff like that. People not even being, safe on the train. So it's like when you really think about all of these various issues, that's what I'm really talking about, you know. So it's like if they put on the ballot, you know, like, oh, can my money go to, you know, fix up, you know, my community, you know, like I want a coffee shop or like, you know, some place where I could sit down and eat, you know, a healthy, you know, food option, multiples, you know, like for real, that's it's like a dream, like, you know, like Notorious Big said, like it was all a dream, you know. So it's like some people just have some of those, you know, small dreams to just be like, oh, I want to be able to, you know, walk to a Whole Foods, you know, or walk to somewhere where I could access, you know, healthy food options versus like, you know, some cheese and meat and chips, you know, that's been sitting there since, you know, like who knows, like, you know, they don't even have like a stove. So how did that girl won't even get, but it's you know what I'm saying? Like that's it's just crazy to me, like, you know. But yeah, but I'm just saying, like, the reality of it is like a lot of stuff is going on, and you know, the people who really will benefit from a lot of this stuff, they don't even know about, you know, the stuff like, you know, the Good Food Fund, which is a program that they have going on right now, like the Good Food Fund, you know, to actually bring and activate, you know, good food into, you know, the neighborhoods who've essentially never had it. But you know, it's like they don't market these programs, you know. It's like, how are you supposed to know about it if they're not, you know, marketing? It's like the same with, you know, pushing like a business or like YouTube channels and stuff like that. If no one knows, it's pretty much in the matrix and the mix with everything else. So how do you really, you know, facilitate that? Because they have the money. Like the government is allocating funds for this stuff. So that's really like my whole thing. Like, I think if we collectively as a people, you know, like if we hold some of these people accountable and kind of at least try to break up the way, you know, that we've been normalized to just you know, it's like we just settling for what they doing. So that's kind of the reality. Like, you know, can we collectively come together and hold people accountable to do what it is that they're supposed to do?